MoneySign Suede was one of the hottest Mexican rappers in Los Angeles after he blew up in 2021. He was on the way up in the industry, and nobody expected what was about to go down. He went to jail on a simple gun charge and should have been home fast, but he was murdered behind bars, and today we're breaking down the shocking story of how it happened. MoneySign Suede came up in a Los Angeles neighborhood called Huntington Park. Huntington Park is right next to South Central. South Central is known as one of the wildest places in LA, but Huntington Park might be worse. It has one of the highest crime rates in the country, and even earned the nickname the Corridor of Corruption because of how crooked the city is. Back in the 70s, Huntington Park was a nice place to live, but in the 80s, it started changing and Mexican gangs were taking over the city. The crime in Huntington Park is still crazy today, and it's been going on for decades. Back in '89, the LA Times reported that there were 6 murders and 31 attempted murders in just 5 months. And before we get into why MoneySign Suede was brutally murdered behind bars, you've got to understand how the gang situation in LA works. One of the oldest Mexican gangs in Huntington Park is Florencia 13. They've been around for decades and are allegedly responsible for some of the most violent crimes in the city. Back in the 80s, Florencia was at war with another Mexican gang called the Brats, and Florencia affiliates were allegedly going around the city killing anyone who had a B on their hat. Florencia 13 isn't just in Huntington Park though. In 2019, 4 people were killed and 5 others were sent to the hospital after some alleged Florencia members started letting off shots at a bar in Kansas City, Kansas. When MoneySign Suede and his family moved to Huntington Park, he was just 10 years old, and the violence was already taking over the city. MoneySign Suede never repped a gang, but he hopped off the porch early and started getting in trouble with the cops. He actually tried working legit jobs first though. When he was 14, MoneySign Suede dropped out of school and started working construction. He even got a second job at a factory to try to make some extra money, but it didn't take long for MoneySign Suede to—
Nigga, that is, hell no. This nigga work, bro, how the hell you even get in construction at 14?
realized he can get his money up faster in the streets. MoneySign Suede hopped off the porch and started putting in work in the streets. Even though he wasn't gangbanging, MoneySign Suede had a name in the hood. And on the track Back to the Bag, he raps, "I was down for a minute, I was stuck. Niggas mad I don't bang, but the hood show me love. Expensive belt, but I still sad. Nigga, in my city, niggas kill rats. HP, South Central, where the real at." MoneySign Suede had a massive family with 5 sisters, and he wanted to take care of everybody. On the same track, he said, "I'm trying to pull up to my people like, where the bills at? Trying to fill the fridge up, put food on the table. But my mind's on this money. Got no time to save hoes. Bitch, I got an open case. They say I gotta stay low." The streets gave MoneySign Suede a way to take care of himself, but he knew he didn't want to be neck deep in the trenches his whole life. He'd been rapping since he was a kid. But when MoneySign Suede's dad took him to his first rap concert when he was 16, everything changed for him. MoneySign Suede decided to start going hard in the booth and started dropping music. He didn't blow up overnight though, so he was still in the streets at the same time he was in the studio. He dropped his first music video back in 2019, but it didn't get any buzz at first. After 9 months, it only had like 12K views on YouTube, and that's what made what happened next so shocking. In 2020, MoneySign Suede dropped his track Back to the Bag. It didn't pop off at first though, and a couple months later, MoneySign Suede went to jail for jacking the whip. The situation wasn't looking good for him. He didn't really have a buzz in the industry, and going back to jail wasn't gonna help Suede's career. But then while he was locked up, Back to the Bag started picking up traction. The numbers kept going up, and the track ended up hitting over 1 million views while MoneySign Suede was locked up. It was a huge win for him, but Suede said he didn't even know how to feel because he was in jail and couldn't really be happy about the success. Having a hot track is one thing, but MoneySign Suede scored an even bigger win after an A&R from Atlantic Records hit him up on Instagram. At first, MoneySign Suede didn't even think it was a real account and wasn't gonna respond, but after a few days, his homies told him he had to. And after that, MoneySign Suede had a major label backing him up and one of the hottest tracks in LA at the time. MoneySign Suede came home from jail and was going up in the industry at a crazy pace, but there was still some deadly drama going on around him. In June 2022, MoneySign Suede had a show at a warehouse in LA. Everything was cool during his set, but then a fight broke out after MoneySign Suede left the stage. It's not clear exactly what went down, but somebody upped the strap and started letting off shots. 2 guys were found dead at the scene, and another one died at the hospital later that night. It was a tragic situation, but MoneySign Suede allegedly didn't have anything to do with it. After it went down, MoneySign Suede hopped on IG and gave condolences to everyone who was shot. According to his IG post, MoneySign Suede was already getting home when the shooting went down, but a deadly shooting like that going down at his show still wasn't a good look. 2022 was another huge year for MoneySign Suede though. He dropped his first mixtape in March, and in September he followed it up with his debut album. Other artists were hitting him up all the time to work together, and fans knew that MoneySign Suede was on. Other artists were hitting him up all the time to work together, and fans knew that MoneySign Suede was on his way to the top of the Cali rap game. But right when he looked like he was finally gonna leave the streets for good, MoneySign Suede got booked on a gun charge and was sentenced to 32 months in prison. He was also facing a gun charge from a different county, but MoneySign Suede never got the chance to fight the case. Before he turned himself in and served his time, MoneySign Suede made one last video with his homies to share with his fans. Back then it seemed like MoneySign Suede was keeping his head up about the whole situation, but nobody knew it was about to happen just a few months later. MoneySign Suede was running up millions of views every time he dropped and getting co-signs from bigger rappers like Maxo Cream and 03 Greedo. Everyone thought he would get home fast and be back on the music grind, but in April 2023, news broke that he had been found dead behind bars. Someone had caught MoneySign Suede in the showers and stabbed him in the neck. He was rushed to the prison hospital after someone found him, but by that time it was too late and there wasn't anything medics could do to save him. Everyone was shocked when they heard the news. MoneySign Suede came up in the streets, but everyone who knew him said he was a nice dude who didn't go around starting beef for no reason. The only drama he had after blowing up in the rap game was when some random guy hopped on social media and claimed he snatched MoneySign Suede's chain.
Suede, get your fucking chain back, pussy. That nigga got a chain took, bro. How you gonna get your chain took, bro?
MoneySign Suede never said what really went down, but he told No Jumper that the story was cap.
He had a video that's on YouTube and stuff where he was claiming that he took your chain.
Yeah.
What was that situation?
Bullshit. Cat.
He was lying?
Yeah, cat.
Some people thought his death might have been related to that situation, but it turns out that MoneySign Suede might have been taken out by one of the deadliest prison gangs in the world, the Mexican Mafia. The Mexican Mafia started back in the 50s when a bunch of Hispanic gangs linked up in a California prison. A lot of the gangs were going to war on the outside, but a dude named Luis Flores had so much respect in the trenches that he was able to get rival gangs to squash the beef and click up behind bars. Luis Flores recruited the most violent dudes in prison so they could put pressure on everyone else. Just a few years later, the Mexican Mafia was already the most feared crew in the California prison system. An affiliate named Cheyenne Cadena was transferred to another prison in 1961 because the prison system wanted to stop the violence. But on the first day he got transferred, Cheyenne Cadena stabbed a dude to death in front of over 1,000 inmates. Everyone knew he was with the Mexican Mafia, and all of them were too scared to snitch on him. Luis Flores and Cheyenne Cadena made the rules for the Mexican Mafia. To get in, you have to kill someone or at least make them bleed, and the only way out is if you die. The Mexican Mafia started in prison, but not before long, they were running the streets too. And now, almost every Hispanic gang from Southern California takes orders from them. MoneySign Suede came up around Florencia 13 and a bunch of other southern gangs, which all fall under the Sedeños. A lot of the crews under the Sedeños actually have beef with each other, but when they go to prison, they have to squash the beef and do whatever the Mexican Mafia says. MoneySign Suede never repped a gang on the outside, but that don't matter when you're locked up with the Mexican Mafia. According to a dude who talked to someone on the inside with MoneySign Suede, the Sedeños were trying to make him crash out in the yard, but MoneySign Suede just wanted to keep his head down and serve his time.
He got boot bopped in the cell, and his cellie was turfing him out because he was being thetical. Thetical meaning he was being stubborn, that he didn't want to abide by the program.
He had been locked up before, but MoneySign Suede knew that he had a real shot at making it in the rap game, and reports say he didn't want to mess that up and have to spend more time in prison. The Sedeños allegedly attacked MoneySign Suede a few times before they allegedly killed him, but he still didn't want to take orders from them. Going to prison was going to be tough anyways, but MoneySign Suede had it even worse because he had a name on the outside, which made him a bigger target. After he was killed, MoneySign Suede's girlfriend posted a letter he sent her while he was locked up. According to him, he got put in a hole and was transferred to a level 2 yard, and that's where he wanted to stay. In prison, there's different yards for more violent inmates. Level 1 is usually less violent, then it goes up from there to 2, 3, and 4. MoneySign Suede said that level 2 was good, but he also told his girlfriend that he didn't know if he was good with his people or not. It's not clear what was really going down behind the scenes, but MoneySign Suede told her that he was stressed out and didn't even know if he was going to make it out of prison alive. What makes the situation even more tragic is how much MoneySign Suede wanted to change up how he was moving. He told his girl that all he wanted to do was be home and help her raise her son, but he tragically never got the chance. According to some sources, MoneySign Suede was also talking to his girlfriend on the phone about what was happening with the Sedeños. He allegedly told her that they were trying to make him crash out, and if somebody heard him talking about gang politics to an outsider, it definitely would have put a target on his back. There's also a chance that the Cedenios read the letter that MoneySign Suede sent to his girlfriend. The Mexican mafia has connections everywhere, and they could have read the letter before it got sent out. But according to other sources, MoneySign Suede wasn't even killed by the Cedenios. According to them, the level 2 yard has a lot of dudes who dropped out of other crews and made their own gangs on level 2. If you get locked up and really want to put in work for the Mexican Mafia or any of their affiliates, you have to at least make it to a level 3 yard. Most of them may start out on level 1, then you can crash out and get transferred to a level 2. After that, you gotta crash out again and you'll usually be transferred to a level 3. Some dudes stay on level 2 because they cross their own gang and know they won't be safe if they move up to a level 3, but that don't mean the crews on level 2 aren't active. Nobody really knows what happened to MoneySign Suede though. After his body was found, the prison shut down a lot of areas so they could investigate the murder, but nobody was ever charged for it. Snitching behind bars can get you killed fast, so there's a good chance that MoneySign Suede's murder will never be solved. He had the skills and momentum to really make it far in the industry, but MoneySign Suede tragically died way before he reached his full potential.
They know exactly who did that shit, bro. That shit is on camera, bro. You know how many, bro? That shit is on camera. Shit, anyway, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 2,000 subs, nigga. No cap.